Hello, gorgeous people, and welcome to another TV Central one-on-one podcast. I'm Aaron Ryan. This is episode 24, 2023. Sometimes the term shock result gets bandied around a little too much, but I think last night it definitely is appropriate. She performed her own Idol's song, Born to Try by Deltaher, and had mostly positive feedback from the judges, but the public have had Angelina Curtis eliminated. Angelina, thank you for joining me at TV Central.
Hey,
Hey, well, first of all, I know everyone likes to be modest, and we certainly do not want to show any disrespect to the contestants that are left, but were you shocked by the result for yourself and actually the whole bottom four?
I was so shocked by the bottom four, but I don't know. I don't know if I was shocked about myself. I mean, it's tricky because I think age definitely played a huge part in the bottom four, given that Nora's the oldest contestant and me, Phoebe, and Amali, we were all the youngest. So, yeah, it's tricky. I mean, as soon as I saw the bottom four, I mean, it's a reality TV show. They will want the biggest voice. And I don't know. I hope that being behind the piano wasn't a disadvantage for me, but personally, I don't think it is. I think it showed musicality, and I'm really happy with the way I went out. I mean, I'm pretty happy with top eight and a touchdown from Harry Connick Jr. I couldn't have asked for anything more.
You said that you're surprised by the bottom four, except for yourself. I mean, is that being modest, or do you actually? I mean, you were absolutely awesome. Why do you think that you didn't deserve a place moving forward?
I think it's tricky. I mean, I think personally, I think there was only room for one 15-year-old from Perth. I mean, what a coincidence that there's two 15-year-olds both from Perth. The chances of that are so so little. So I mean, as soon as I knew I was in that bottom four, I was hoping that if it was on other contestants, then I wouldn't go out. But I mean, as soon as I saw the bottom four, I knew what I was up against, and I kind of accepted my fate and gave it my all on my last song. And actually, I think it is a blessing in disguise, though, because I mean, there's a week until grand final, so I will be back for that. We're all doing a group performance number. It's awesome. But I do have a week, and I'm going to stay in Sydney and not return to Perth quite yet, and just get my grounds on how I can make this opportunity that I've been given, how I can use this as best I can, and use the advantage of being on Australian Idol to really get my grounds into the industry here in the East Coast.
Oh, awesome. Look, I did actually pick you for the final three, but two out of my three are now gone.
Oh
The
no.
the public are going in a different direction. I mean, you have touched on it, but as self-reflection, do you not think you got through? So are we putting on the age thing and the two 15-year-olds per, is it that type of thing you think?
Yeah, well, I think it is the big voice factor. I do think
Mm.
it's a reality TV show. People will vote for whoever has the biggest, whoever can scream the loudest. And I honestly think that because I mean, in the real world, it's not about that. I mean, you look at Billie Eilish; she hasn't got the biggest voice, and she sings in quite in only a few octaves, and she's mega famous and she's super successful. So I think in terms of a reality TV show, they want to make sure you hit the big notes, big high notes, and everything. And I personally think I'm more of an artist than that kind of
Mm.
person. So I think it is a blessing in disguise that I got out in the top eight because I mean it's it's tricky. I mean, it's just like we're being molded into something, and because I'm young and I'm completely, I just let them, I let them take me and mold me into something, and I loved it, and I was so excited, and I love seeing what people, I love being dressed into what they think my vibe is and how my songs and everything. So it was just a great, Idol was a great insight into seeing what the world thinks of me.
A lot has been made about you being 15. You've even mentioned it already. On one hand, I can get the fuss, a lot of maturity in your singing and in your conduct. But being young and talented is not a new thing. I mean, JB was 15 when he was
Mm.
famous. Do you mind the focus on your age?
Well, it does add an impressive factor, but honestly, I feel like I'm 15 going on 50 because I've been doing this for longer than most of the contestants in the competition. I mean, I've been doing this for about a decade, and it's like I love it. I love it so much. I've got so much passion for it, and I'm addicted to the adrenaline. So it's crazy good. And I really hope that wasn't the reason that I got out.
Mm. If you're 15 going on 50, that makes me about 140.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm joking.
Do you think the backstories play a part? There are some people with huge backstories. Do you think the public is engaged with the person as much as their voice?
I think so. I really think so. There is a certain likability that you need to get votes. Like Royston's really good at that actually. He knows what to intertwine and what will make him get
Mm,
votes by adding a beautiful story or a connection, and he's all for climate change and representing the Torres Strait Islanders. He's brilliant. He knows what hits the nail right on the head, and he's great at that. So I think that gets you a lot of votes too. And I mean it's not just about the voice, it's about how you place yourself. If someone is arrogant but has an amazing voice, you most likely won't vote for them because you don't want someone like that in the public eye. But if they're nice and they have a nice voice, then
mm.
you want to vote for them.
You've previously performed, obviously you said for the past decade before Idol, but now you've done performance. There's been big crowds, vocal coach, rehearsals, public perception of you, being judged, even publicity now. Did you take it all in? Was there any part that was particularly difficult or that you didn't like or you did like?
I mean, this whole idol experience has been beneficial because it makes me stronger, and I think I'm a lot more resilient now. Yeah, it's so different. The production is so high, and I mean, it does take guts and it does take a lot of courage to put yourself out there on national TV and perform and be judged and compete. I mean, there's so many aspects of it that makes it one of the hardest things to do in the world. Um, but then again, that's the exact reason why I love
Mm.
it. I mean, once you start, you can't stop. It's addicting, and I mean, I'm going to miss performing on that stage, but I'm going to be there next week anyway. So I'll get one final chance. Hopefully, it's not final though. And also, yeah, one of the really difficult things is that we don't have any control over the backstory. So I for Don't Want to Miss a Thing, my top 12 performance, it was um it was really difficult because I couldn't have um what's it called? Yeah, for Don't Want to Miss a Thing, like they made it seem like
Mm.
there's just one big belting note when there really wasn't, and I tried to get it my best across, but I mean editing, it always switches around, and then Kyle was underwhelmed because it made it seem like there was this huge one note when really it was just like a high range bridge.
Yeah.
So that's tricky. And also my acting, I'm predominantly an actor too, so it's they didn't put anything like that in the backstories, so they ignored the acting part, which I really related to with Delta as well, given that she wrote her first few songs and recorded them using her acting money when she was 13, which is exactly what I did too. So it is tricky. I mean, you can't always get your way, and some things are out of control, and you get judged for without you know without having any way to overcome it. Like you can't take on the feedback necessarily sometimes because there's there's no room for that. You can't like push through and do what they want to do because sometimes you have no control. And I think Australia doesn't necessarily know that.
Mm. Um, you mentioned Delta. You obviously got that message from Delta. That must have been
Yeah.
huge.
Oh,
I actually
seriously.
remember when you're too young for this, but when she was actually in Neighbours and she actually sang that song for the first time, which was awesome. So having that message from Delta, that must have been huge for you.
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. She's my hero. Like I just
Mm,
her career is exactly where I dream my career to end up. I want to follow in her footsteps because I mean she was signed by Sony at 15, and Sony is behind Australian Idol. So I'm hoping that I get signed by Sony. I mean, And if I don't end up getting a recording contract with Sony, then I'll look for a manager, and then I'll look for an East Coast agent for my acting over here. I mean, this isn't the end for me. I'm going to keep pushing on, and I'm just going to use this experience to the best I possibly can.
You have an amazing amount of positivity. Is that 100% genuine, or like were you disappointed underneath? Because you did just say that you're an actor as well.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm peaceful. I've made peace with it. I think I kind of accepted it, and I was okay with it. I also think it's, in hindsight, it's a blessing in disguise, because I won't be defined by Idol. It'll just be one of the many things that I've done that helps build my career, and it's not like I'm trapped with that label forever. So I don't know. I feel like I was a little bit upset, but I'm 99.9999% genuine about my positivity. There was a split second of, oh damn, but then
Yeah.
I mean, I think I got my resilience from my nana, so it just popped straight in.
Good on you, Nana. What can the public expect from you in the future? What kind of sound are you chasing, and what kind of performances will you be showcasing?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that I can go on tour or something, and hopefully I get signed by Sony. And I definitely will be releasing songs, hopefully an album if I do manage to get signed. There'll be a lot happening. I do have some acting stuff that's brewing too, so and I can't quite say anything about that yet, but it's things are happening, exciting things are coming my way. So stay tuned, because yeah, I'm excited to see what the next phase will be like.
Imagine if you got a part on Neighbours and actually released a song like that. This would be Delta
Imagine.
2.0.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's the ultimate dream. Oh, I will try my hardest to crash the home and away set. Yeah.
As I'm speaking to all the eliminated contestants, I've started a poll to see who ends up being right. So 2 questions. I know everyone asks you this, but purely
Mhm.
from a betting perspective and guessing what the Australian public will do, who do you think will win Australian Idol? And then secondly, who would you like to win Australian Idol?
Mm. Well, I feel Australia, and I think the editing and Australian Idol has put forward Phoebe, because she hasn't had a single critique, even though some of the stuff she's done, um, other contestants have gotten feedback for a certain bit, like wasn't moving enough, and then Phoebe doesn't get any. I think it's just it's tricky. I mean, she's really been put from the very start as a very strong contender, and they're really pushing her to. They really want her to get in, and I mean, she came from singing from her bedroom onto national TV, so go on her. But I don't necessarily know if I'm just so worried that she's going to be completely shattered from the um if she ends up being crowned the Idol winner. I'm so worried that she won't be able to handle it, because it's a long jump from singing
Mm.
on TikTok in your room to live national television. And I think who should win it, I feel like it should be Josh Hannon, because he is an artist and he writes his own songs. He's already ready, and he's so determined, and he's got such a great passion, and he's a songwriter, so he already knows what he wants. He asks the best questions. He's the most determined, I think, out of the top six now. I really, really hope he wins it, because Australia needs a true, authentic artist.
Well, there you go. That was my third person who I thought the top three was going to be yourself, Sash, and Josh. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it will
Although,
be.
yeah, although when I talk about Phoebe, she's got a brilliant voice. Honestly, she deserves a lot. She's incredible. She's really going places after Idol. I just hope that the industry isn't too harsh on her, and that she can do okay.
Mm. Well, lastly, where can people follow you on the socials?
Angelina_Curtis_official on Instagram and TikTok. And what else have I got? Facebook. There's wait, what's mine for Angelina Curtis performer? Yes. So
Ah,
follow me on all that, because I've got some really exciting stuff coming up soon, which I cannot wait for the world to see.
oh, look, you sounded like an angel, absolutely full of talent, and so beautiful that at 15 you've had this taste so early. I mean, I know you've been doing it for so long, but this bigger taste. I reckon it's only up and up for you. And thank you for joining me at TV Central.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Angelina Curtis there from the top 8 of Australian Idol. The next performance show is Sunday, the 19th of March at 7 p.m. And then another 3 contestants will be eliminated on Monday, the 20th of March at 7:30 on 7 and 7 Plus. I don't even know if they mentioned that on the show, but it's going to be 3 contestants next week.
It's crazy. Yeah.
TV Central will be chatting to all of the top 12 contestants. And that's it for this episode. For all the latest news, podcasts, streaming info, guides, and ratings, head to tvcentral.com.au. Until next time, I'm Aaron Ryan. Thanks to Angelina Curtis. Bye for now.